Here we showcase small and medium scale businesses, live events and shows. My name is Folashade Akinola. The 2024 International White Cane and Safety Day is coming up on the 15th of October 2024. So right now on the show, I have the Nigeria Association of the Blind, FCT chapter, represented by Joseph Ogaba, the Acting Secretary, Nigeria Association of the Blind, FCT chapter, and also the Secretary Organizing Committee 2024 White Cane Day. He is here to enlighten the general public on the significance of the white cane. Mr. Joseph, welcome to Click Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Folashade, and it's so nice to be here.
Thank you so much. Okay, so please, I wanted to start by telling us the importance of the white cane to the blind and visually impaired persons.
Thank you very much. The white cane is a very, very important tool for the blind and visually impaired. It's a tool for independence and mobility. In other words, with a white cane, a person with visual impairment or a blind person is able to move about freely, especially in an environment that he or she is familiar with. And then the white cane also enables the blind to cross a pothole or a gutter or a ditch effectively without being guided, without any fear of entering the gutter or the pothole. You understand? So the white cane is very, very important to the blind.
Thank you so much. So you said it's a tool of independence.
So yes, it's a tool for independence and mobility for the blind.
Thank you so much. Okay, so there are several danger potholes, spread across the FCT, and we are using this media to actually draw the attention of the FCT administration to danger potholes in different parts of Abuja, because I believe this poses a lot of danger to the lives of blind persons.
That's right.
So do you have anything to add to that?
There are so many potholes in and around the FCT, and it's quite unfortunate that the government is yet to do something about this. I am aware that even the sighted ones, the ones without any form of visual impairment, have also fallen victims to these potholes that are spread all around Abuja. And not to talk of persons with blindness or visually impaired, or visual impairment, I beg your pardon. So we, and when I say we, I mean the blind persons in Abuja, many of us have fallen victims to these potholes. I, in particular, have had a very bitter experience when it comes to the potholes. There was a time I was going to the National Center for Women Development here at Central Area, and just in an attempt to walk to the entrance, I fell into the ditch just around the gate. And the chairman of the association is also a victim. There are several members of the association that have fallen victims of this. So it's important that Wike, the FCT minister, does something very, very quick about this.
Please, I want you to educate the public on how to properly guide a blind person, because there is a way to actually guide a blind person. I believe so.
Very well, my dear, very well. Now, this is how to guide a blind person. I'm talking about guiding a blind person. Remember I just said that in an attempt to find my way to the gate of National Center for Women Development, I fell into a ditch. Now, somebody came out of a vehicle to lead me. And by the time the person came out of the vehicle to lead me, what he did was to hold my cane. And his intention was for me to follow him while he walks in front of me. And that's not how to guide a blind person. The impression you give to them is that he's
helpless.
He's helpless and he's not a human being like you. How do you hold a guide cane in front of me and you expect me to be following you like a goat? The blind person you are leading is not a goat. He's not an animal. So why not hold him by the hand? Most especially by the left hand, especially for many of us who are very much used to using our right hands, except for those who are left-handed anyway. So the right hand is very, very effective to the blind and visually impaired. We hold our guide cane by the right, and you hold me by the left while we walk side by side. And by the time if by any chance we get to a narrow path, right, you're supposed to be in front. You don't expect the blind person to be in front while you follow behind. No. You, at any point in time, the person leading the blind must always be in front of him or her, because you are the one leading the person, right? So you be in front while the person you are leading follows behind. And when you get to where there is a ditch or a gutter to cross, you alert the blind person. You allow him to use the guide cane to feel the wideness or otherwise of the gutter. That way, the blind person is able to cross effectively even without any fear. Because with the guide cane, I'm able to measure the wideness and I'm able to cross independently without being guided, like I said earlier on.
Okay. Talking about the 2024 International White Cane and Safety Day.
Yes.
Is there any theme for the day?
Yes, there is.
Okay, what's the theme?
The theme is promoting inclusion, celebrating abilities, and advocating access for people.
Can you say something about the theme?
Yes, talking about inclusion. Inclusion is a very, very important topic of discourse today. And every human being ought to be included in all facets of life. As a matter of fact, if you don't include every human being on earth in the scheme of things, you will be doing a lot of injustice to the human person. And so it's important that everybody is included in the scheme of things, particularly persons with disabilities. Now, today we have a lot of issues, education and employment issues especially. A lot of persons with visual impairment or blindness find it very difficult to access education. If you check the statistics, you will agree with me that most blind persons come from very poor family backgrounds, and so they are unable to access education. As if that is not enough, by the time we manage to go to school and graduate, we still find it difficult to get jobs. And thanks to the former administration led by President Muhammadu Buhari, who signed into law the Disability Rights Law, a bill which is now an act in 2019. But unfortunately, that law has not been fully implemented. Mm-hmm. You and I know that we have so many beautiful laws in Nigeria. Implementation is always a challenge. So we call on the government and all relevant authorities to ensure that the Disability Rights Act are fully implemented, because by so doing, the issue of inclusion will be taken care of, and challenges being faced by persons with disabilities will reduce to a very, very minimal level.
Thank you so much. So it's a little bit obvious now that visually impaired persons and blind persons are being marginalized in the country.
Very well, very well.
So what effort can as a government made to ensure the safety of the blinds, especially in the use of this white cane, crossing the road and all that? Has the government made any effort to assist?
The government has done very little, my dear. The government has done very little, if at all they have done anything. Why I said this is because virtually everything that is meant for the blind is expensive. The white cane that we use is very expensive. Before things got to what they are today in Nigeria, the white cane was expensive, not talk of the situation of things in the country right now. Now, a white cane, a good white cane, goes for about 12, 13, 15,000 naira. Before now, it was about 6,000 naira. So, we have a lot of assisted devices, the Braille machine, Braille ambassadors, JAWS, that is job access with speed, which enable us to use the computer effectively and all that. All of these things are very expensive. Now I want to use this medium to call on the government to please do all they can to ensure that these items are highly subsidized for the blind and visually impaired. We can't be suffering in the midst of plenty. As a matter of fact, I believe, many of us believe that Nigeria is so blessed. We are so blessed to be where we are today. And so, if you know that blind persons struggle in all that they do, it is just human that you ensure that things are made easy for them. So I want to use this medium to please call on the government and all the relevant authorities to ensure that some of these things are made very accessible to us. And thank God the theme for this year talks about accessibility. If these things are now accessible to us, how do you expect us to get them? You know, so it's important that the needful is done in this regard.
All right, so let's talk about the International White Cane and Safety Day.
Yes.
What should people expect for that day?
Thank you very much, Folashade. As far as this year's International White Cane and Safety Day is concerned, we, the Association of the Blind, Nigeria Association of the Blind FCT chapter, has decided to do media engagement, which is why I'm here today. And we have decided to use this medium to educate the public on the importance of the white cane and on the significance of the day. And on Tuesday, which is the 15th of October, the D-Day, we'll be having a rally beginning from the FCDA up to Federal Secretariat Phase 1, where the event will be climaxed. And we call on the general public, I beg your pardon, to join us in celebrating this day. Come and walk with us, because we'll be marching through the streets, singing and enjoying ourselves. We want everybody to identify with us. Come join us to walk, and come and learn what you need to know about persons with blindness. Come and learn how to relate with persons with visual impairment or blindness. Come and know what you probably never knew. You know, a lot of people think that associating with people with visual impairment is a taboo. So please come and learn. Come and learn. We are human beings like you.
I'm telling you.
And everybody in life, let me say this, everybody in life is disabled in one way or the other. Okay, unless you realize this, you will continue to relate with people with disabilities the way you do. So it is important that you come and learn, please. We all learn every day.
Yes.
Thank you.
So on a lighter note now, how do you catch fun as National Association of the Blind? Or how do people catch fun?
Well, Nigeria Association of the Blind, we meet 3 times a year most of the time. And whenever we come together, we relate with one another. It is through events like this, you know, that we catch fun. We try to meet one another after some time, and we also tend to make friends, a lot of friends with ourselves and with the non-disabled. Because of course, no man is an island. We don't relate with ourselves alone. As a matter of fact, we prefer most of the time to relate with people who are non-disabled, so that we can teach them how to relate with us. And of course, by so doing, the world will be a better place for us all.
And so I want to say there will be, I would say there will be dance that day, quiz competition, are there things like that?
Very well.
Okay.
Dancing,
So
quiz competition.
people should come and catch fun
Exactly.
that day.
There'll be goodwill messages and all that.
Do you have anything you are doing at the moment? Are you employed?
Yes, I am.
What do you do?
I'm a civil servant.
Okay.
Before now, I was a broadcaster.
Wow,
one of
amazing.
Yes, I've worked as a broadcaster with one of the radio stations in Abuja for 5 years.
Wow.
Before I got the job that I currently have. I am a corporate affairs officer in my organization, and so I do a lot of dishing out of information to my colleagues, and that's what I do.
Do you face any challenges at work while working?
The major challenge I face at work is mobility, because as we speak, I am not mobile. And so when I say I'm not mobile, I mean I don't have a car. So that's the major challenge I face. Going out of my workplace is usually challenging. So that's the major challenge I have. Apart from that, my boss knows my abilities, and as a matter of fact, she celebrates me most of the time whenever we have our staff meetings.
Thank you so much. So I've been speaking with the Acting Secretary, Nigeria Association of the Blind FCT chapter, in person of Joseph Ogaba. And this is where we're going to draw the curtains today on In and About. Please join us another time for another edition of the program. My name is Lashade Akinola.